Welcome back to the show. Our next guest has been dubbed the world's greatest party crasher. Former politician Fred Karger has snuck into the most exclusive events, including the Met Gala, Joan Rivers' funeral, and the Academy Awards.
So, Fred has crashed our show this morning to tell us how he has done it. Good morning to you, Fred.
Hey, Fred.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be with you. Thanks very much.
You seem like a really upstanding citizen, Fred. What made you, of all people, want to decide to crash these parties?
Well, I like to blame my grandmother. When I was about 10 years old, she took me to a big event, a press conference in downtown Chicago, and we went to a press conference of a United States senator, and we just snuck in. And I think that's when I caught the bug, and I've been doing it ever since. It's become a hobby of mine that I've become pretty proficient at, and I've had some very good times.
Yeah, I like it. It's Grandma's fault. Now, you snuck into the Academy Awards not just once, but twice. You shook hands with Charlie Chaplin, and you ended up on stage singing alongside Liza Minnelli. I mean, how did you do it?
Well, it was a little tricky because I was 22 and 23 years old. Those were 2 consecutive years, and the first year I was in college, and a fraternity brother and I went to Los Angeles to try and find celebrities to come to our charity fundraiser, and ended up being the weekend of the Academy Awards. So with some NBC letterhead, we introduced ourselves, we got some badges, we got a pair of tickets, we went to the show, and we ended up backstage for the closing. And that's when I came out and we got to meet Charlie Chaplin, and that photo is of Anne Margaret, who was a big star presenter nominee that night, who escorted me down to meet Chaplin. We got to shake his hand. And the next year, this was kind of routine for me, so I had my same badge, and I ended up backstage. And that year I went out with Liza Minnelli, who won for Best Actress, and for Best Supporting Actor and Best Supporting Actress, and I stood right behind the 3 of them. And
is it because, Fred, I guess, is your demeanor, because you're not crashing the party to sort of punk these people, you're just, I'm just going to blend in, I just want to be there, and so people don't notice that you're not part of the whole, melee?
It's very Hollywood, where you don't have, there's a lot of people, particularly those 2 years, the award winners and presenters were invited to close the show. That year with Charlie Chaplin was probably the most famous moment in Oscar history. There was a standing ovation that he got for 3 full minutes and bravos, and it was a pretty exciting time for me, and it's pretty easy to blend in, and that's what I specialize in, kind of a human chameleon.
Well, I guess no one's going to say, hang on, who are you?
Yeah.
And you also snuck into one of President Obama's White House Correspondents' dinners. How did you get past security?
Well, that was actually pretty easy, because I had a friend who was going to the dinner, and if the person goes in and gets another ticket, just comes out with 2 tickets, we could both get in. They don't have barcodes. You go through, obviously, pretty expensive security check, and we were in, and that was pretty exciting. And it was the year I was there in 2015 was the year he insulted Donald Trump, which many believe was the reason Trump ended up running for president and is running again.
Look at you, Trump. You're like, Fred, you're like a part of history. You just keep turning up like you're like, Forrest Gump.
I also like one of your tips. So if anyone wants to crash a party, one of your tips is maybe to hold an empty glass so it looks like you're supposed to be there.
Like you've
already had one. And then also holding a fake Oscar if you've got one around.
Mate, thank you for being on the show. Take care.
Pleasure. Thanks very much.